This is the face of a griffin vulture that died around 30,000 years ago. This is a fossil, but it's not your typical fossil you can see the tongue. This clearly isn't a normal fossil. This vulture was actually buried in pyroclastic flow, so think about Pompeii, and this vulture's from Italy too, so nice little connection there. But around 30,000 years ago, there was volcanic activity. It led to this pyroclastic flow, what we kind of think of as lava, and it entombed this animal. But when we think of that kind of fossilization, we typically think of the type of stuff that leads to vaporization. You're not really left with much actual stuff. Instead, you're left with molds like those people in Pompeii. But check this out. This is a feather. This is a 3D preserved feather, which isn't common in the fossil record. Tends to be more associated with stuff like amber. And that feather is so well preserved that you can still see the cell structures like melanosomes. Fossilization is a very diverse, complex topic. There are all different ways ancient animals can be preserved, and this is showing that there is still a lot to learn about those different ways. A team that recently published a description of this fossil, because it was actually found back in the 1800s, but they still have the block, so they're still able to study it. They were able to determine that it was fossilized zeolite. This is the first incidence of zeolite ever being like the main cause of the fossilization process. So what this shows scientists is that when we typically think of pyroclastic flow, that Pompeii lava volcanic activity, as something that is going to destroy most of this material, there can actually be conditions where it leads to really high quality preservation, and that needs to be looked more into because maybe we'll find some more really cool fossils.